So we turn to this scripture in the Gospel of John where we learn of Jesus outside the grave of his best friend. In this conversation where Martha, the sister of Lazarus, cries out to him and says, if you'd only been here, if you'd only have come, my brother would have lived. But she says, Lord, say the words, and even now, he'll rise again.
Even now, we believe.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Let's break down this. It's fine. It just needs volume going on. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it might be just that's causing it. I'll put you up. Here you go.
So I always rise and leave this grave.
You see what we did?
Yeah.
That's that.
That's that. Leave this grave. Every fire is burning. It calls to me in a desert place. Oh Lord, I'm learning to wake up every morning and see the flames. The one who's beaten dead, heals the lame, and frees the slave. Just call me by my name, so I must rise and leave this grave. There's a fire and it's burning, yes. It calls to me in a desert place. Oh Lord, I'm learning to wake up every morning and see the flames. The one who's beaten dead, heals the lame, and frees the slave. Just call me by my name, so I must rise and leave this grave.
The point of the resurrection is that the present bodily life is not valueless just because one day it will die. What you do with your body in the present matters because God has a great future in store for it. What you do in the present, by painting, by preaching, by singing, by sowing, by praying, by building hospitals, by digging wells, by campaigning for justice, by writing poems, by caring for the needy, by loving your neighbors, they will last into God's future. These activities are not simply ways of making the present a little less beastly, a little more bearable until the day we leave it behind altogether. They are a part of what we may call building God's kingdom. Our task as image-bearing, God-loving, Christ-shaped, Spirit-filled Christians following Christ and shaping our world is to announce redemption to a world that has discovered its fallenness, to announce healing to a world that has discovered its brokenness, to proclaim love and trust to a world that knows only exploitation, fear and suspicion. The gospel of Jesus points us and urges us to be at the leading edge of the whole culture, articulating the kingdom in story and music and art and poetry and philosophy and education and politics and theology and even, heaven help us, biblical studies. A worldview that will mount the historically rooted Christian challenge to both modernity and postmodernity, leading the way. This is it. With joy and humor and gentleness and good judgment and true wisdom, I believe if we face the question, if not now, then when? If we are grasped by this vision, we may also hear the question, if not us, then who?
Holy, 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 holy. Sing it out, holy, 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 holy.
singing redemption songs. We're just a bunch of friends who want to help build a table in your city where many can come and gather and fellowship and celebrate the goodness of God. Bumpin', are you with us tonight?
I can depend on you, Father, friend, you're everything to me. I can depend on you, Jesus, you are everything I need. I can depend on you, Father, friend, you're everything to me. I can depend on you, Jesus, you are everything I need. I can depend on you, Father, friend, you're everything to me. I can depend on you, Jesus, you are everything I need. I know who I am, I don't have to be afraid. You calm the storms, there is power in your name. Even when I am feeling weak, it's your strength that carries me. Jesus, I belong to you. Yeah, yeah. I know who I am, I don't have to be afraid. You calm the storms, there is power in your name. Even when I am feeling weak, it's your strength that carries me. Jesus, I belong to you. Only you can fill my soul and set me free.
Time through, it might be better to try and sing the whole way through it if you can. I can live off what my hands can build me. We'll go from there again, ready? I can live off what my hands can build me. I can live off what my eyes can see. Oh, I can live off what this world can give me. Only you can fill my soul and set me free. Only you can fill my soul and set me free. And then stay in the whole way through. I can live off what my hands can build me. Oh, and I can live off what my eyes can see. Oh, and I can live off what this world can give me. Only you can fill my soul and set me free. Only you, only you can fill my soul and set me free. Only you can fill my soul and set me free. Only you can fill my soul and set me free. I love you, oh my Father. How I love you, oh my Lord. There's no one like you. I lay my life before you. Write my story with your words. I love
You know, when they went into the cave or the tomb, and they saw the grave clothes, they weren't just like fallen off a person in a crumpled heap. It actually, the Greek says, folded. That the grave clothes were actually, it would have been like a folded shirt. So actually, Jesus, I felt that's a promise to us that Jesus brings life, but he's actually meticulous about it. And there's actually, it's not just life came from death and it was a mess. There's actually, he's got meticulous promises for you.
I think the phrase "even now," it feels like, without being too poetic, it feels like this beautiful, sacred gift that God has given us to give back to him.
The words automatically bring up emotion of losing two people. It triggers the first time I really questioned my faith, but then it also reminds me of the most fun I've ever had with friends.
what I like to say is that like worship is warfare. And even now is such a powerful declaration of victory and overcoming and defiance. It's such a defiant statement.
For me, when I sing that song, you know, it can be a declaration, because I don't know, sometimes maybe I sing it and I don't necessarily believe exactly what I'm saying, but I think there's probably an importance of saying it anyway.
It means that you can laugh in the middle of the darkest of moments. It means that you can cry and still feel hopeful, and you can feel like you have no idea what's happening around you, but you're still known and still seen.
It's like this deep rumble that's always there. When stuff gets really hard, it's like this rumble increases and you start picking it up. It's just pulsing, it's always there. And it's saying it's okay to be where you are, the way you're feeling, it's okay. I get it. But it's not finished. There's more.
In January 2016, shortly after Esther and I got the news about her cancer diagnosis, I remember driving to Bristol Airport to pick up her family. I felt overwhelmed on the journey and pulled to the side of the road. I stopped and walked around, and there near to where I pulled in, there was a gap in a rock face. I jumped into it and just wanted the darkness to cover me. I waited for a while, crying and praying, trying to navigate the news that had turned our lives upside down. I couldn't hear God's voice, but after a while, in that place, I started to sense his heavy broken heart and his presence with me. I couldn't understand it, but it comforted me. And when I left the gap to continue onto my journey, I noticed a plaque which read, "This is where the hymn Rock of the Ages was written." I looked at it and knew that he was with me. Esther passed away in July 2018, and in that dark and overwhelming place, I felt his presence. For me, even now means, even now, in this place of destruction, chaos and death, even now, I am faithful, I am good, I am kind, and I am with you, and I will make all things new, even now.
Even now to me is bringing our grief and our pain right into the midst of God's presence.
Even when you're in a situation where things feel chaotic, it's about a hope and a truth that transcends that.
Even though I can't see where God is in this, even now I'm still going to choose to pursue him.
It's a cry of faith that my whole life has been crying for, really.
There is always redemption. He has the best plan for our lives.
It means I'm here no matter what. My yes is my yes.
It's a word that it brings me to attention. It's hope that extends further than doubt or disappointment.
Even when I've been praying and praying and praying for something that I don't see, I will still hold on to who Jesus says he is.
When everything feels like it's over, there's still hope.
Even now,